My name is Hamandishe Gobvu, the aspiring Member of Parliament for Gutu South under CCC. The constituency has been under attack from Zanu PF through Pupurai Togarepi, my fellow contestant for this seat. We had an incident then, yes, just barely like a couple of days ago. That was on Tuesday, the 18th of July. We were going on with our business of putting posters in Ward 16. And of course, when you're putting my posters, my business center, meeting people and putting your posters nicely and peacefully, we were just okay doing our business. But when we reached a business center called Matanga, we spoke there with Sabuka Kangaripo, Angakafika Gari Araki, Chitofara, Tichitoseka, Tichito, all my experiences. Akashiko, and young with Viramo, Pinda. Nyumdu rangu mchitara ni wandu makasunungu kachichi tikatotengera odoro tikatotora imaskada imunwe zvenyu mufare vakati it's okay vanangu indai yenyu zvamurikuita tikaisa maposted tikapedza. Then before we left there was a lady anonzi Daishe Mbovori anga aripo akatoti honorable ndangu kumhorosai because ini handibvumidzwe kandiri Zanu PF tikatoseka zvikanzi but chirigai uyai papa musaramira pachena ndikaonekwa kuti ndandichitaura nemi ndozopinda busy nevakuru vangu veZanu PF tikatoenda pakavheranda vakeshopu tikatotaura akatoti ndichinipai dhora nditenge drink amungamboindi musanotengera drink ndikatomupa dhora akatoti maita basa sekuru ndichatenga drink patapfuurira zvedu takuenda kumukaro Pfungidzo school tikasvika paya tikasa maposta edu patapfuura tikanosvika kunonzi kupfugari kuzasuku taona kuti nguva yedu yanga yaenda. Then we decided to come back. Tasvika panhingi Pfungidzo, mukaro Pfungidzo 10 off tikati vakomana vakati mirai ipapa tise mamwe maposters vakamira kwakutoisa maposters tichingopedza tikati ngatichiendai just 10 meters from the start off. Then we saw mota Pupurai Togarepi ichibvako in high speed, okay, and then it immediately swerved and blocked our vehicle. Luckily, the driver was able to stop the vehicle and then avoided it. Because mota Togarepi ndinoiziva ndinoriza ndo zvavanoita ndo vaikonzera nyonga paya pamaungwa saka ndikaudza vakomana kuti ngatirove pasi ngatiendei because we don't want violence in Gutu South, we don't want violence in my elections edu. And then that's how we left. Then when we were leaving, the young boys who were sitting behind the kumashure motkariyo, they started throwing stones at my car and bottles and so on, trying to beat people who were youth angu mandandi na watanga achifamba hangu na vanga vakagara kumashure kwemoto. So and that was the driver kuti speed up so that they don't beat in the matumba arukandwa. That's how we started to increase the speed and we left. But a few minutes later, the same vehicle, Pupurai Togarepi, started now coming to us and now with high speed. They were now chasing us. And they were not to record this to my guys. I said, record this on the camera because you never know what these guys are trying to do. And we see he was putting his hazards and he was wanting to really do something horrible or to cause an accident. Then I instructed my driver to block him so that he doesn't overtake us, because we knew that if you gave him a chance to overtake us, he was going to block us again and cause an accident. But we managed to do that. My driver was so strong, he managed to do that until we reached the tarred road. When we got to the tarred road, and then obviously now it was an open space, public space. No one could do anything without being seen. Then they overtook us. We let them overtake us as is normal, but eventually, just a few meters away, they parked their car on the side of the road. And we proceeded, and we went to the police, because that was the next place of safety we could think of. When we got to the police, we had a challenge, and we tried to lodge a complaint with the police. They just told us to wait and wait and wait and wait. And eventually, 1 hour later, we are seeing the same vehicle for Togarepi now coming at the police station, and we see these people, perception here police, they say they want to see the officer in charge, and they go straight to the officer in charge to do whatever they were doing, which was none of our business, but we knew they were up to something. Okay? And of course they did. They went there, and they spent about 2 hours very more. my officer in charge. Eventually they came out. We were still waiting there. We arrived there around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But can you imagine, by 6 p.m. we still hadn't been attended to. Eventually, that's when we were told, but we are not opening a docket. This is a highly political issue, so we just want to record what happened. Okay? So what happened? That's when we recorded, and they took their time. 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. That's when we left. Today I received a call from the CID guys saying they wanted to see me, and of course they are now telling me the girl watakaona ipapo anga asina tombopfeka kana regalia. The girl watakaona ipapo anga akasa report yokuti he got their regalia ripped off. Okay, which is not true, because we never did that, and that I'd never allow my people to cause violence or to intimidate anybody. Okay, and by some allegation that never actually even happened. It was just a fabrication completely. So I'm here in Masvingo, and I've done a report. I've done they've asked me questions, and I've told them exactly what happened. But I'm disappointed. I'm absolutely disappointed with the fact that these people from Togarepi, if we had committed a crime, as what they are saying, why did they not go to the police straight away rather than coming to chase us, throwing bottles, throwing bricks, throwing stones, and waving their shambles? Why are they doing that? Why couldn't they just go when they had Isusu Tapara Mosha? Why didn't they just go to the police and report to the police rather than coming to... You see, their intention was to come to beat us. That's what I can see. You know, and the police are failing to realize that. And of course, we know the red tape and the way we were delayed there. It's just the system. The system is rotten. The system is absolutely rotten to the core, and we have no confidence in it. This is why even Pavan Vangu 28 it has taken this time before we could report anything to the police, because everything's pass. But I know there are some great officers there in this police station, and I had a cracking good time with the Detective Inspector Nyoni today. And so on. But turns out at the top, that's where it's rotten. It's rotten at the very top, in the head. And that's why they can do this now. They want to put my boys in jail. For what? They did nothing on the day. But because they've got political muscle, and of course they sense that Zanu PF is going to lose the seat of Gutu South. If we do a free and fair election, there's no way Togarepi will win that seat. Especially the way he's beating the people in the communities. People are already aware, and they're already fed up. He did nothing for the past 10 years when he was there. Now, what can he do for another 5 years? He wants another 5 years for what? And he knows he's going to lose this election, and that's why he's reverting to violence. Even yesterday, when I was coming back from my campaigns, they had trapped us. They thought I was going to use the usual road, but of course I didn't use that road, and they were disappointed. And then they started to come to my local shops in Makuribindi there and start to wanting to beat people up. For what? Let's just have a free, fair election. Let's just have a free and fair election with no violence, and and that's why we are here to do, and that's what we are going to do. But it's a very, very, very difficult terrain. And what I can just say, yes, we know. It's like kutora nyama pamromo weshumba. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough battle. And I say to my people, remain calm. We don't want violence. You don't provoke people. Let them do what they want to do, and God will lead all the way.